Rambam. We are in the ninth book, Sefer Tahara, the book of purity, speaking about impurities, right? That is part of, and the parameters here are very, what's the word? Like, very detailed. Different types of ways that we become impure. Come in contact with a corpse, whether you touch it, you carry it, or you're in the same room as a corpse, right?
The cemetery.
Right, like in a cemetery, right? Kohen can't go into the cemetery because of that. Exactly.
Are we doing chapter 6 now?
Yeah. And or touching a carcass of an animal, right? Also makes you impure. Touching carcass of animal, it's only that day, and you go to the mikveh that night, you're already pure. If you come in contact with a corpse, a human corpse, it's 7 days of process, right? And you have to become purified.
Can a Kohen visit the Rebbe's grave since it's open?
Yes.
He can.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, they have a fence, so your fence, you're not going anywhere. If there's a fence there, so therefore you're not, right?
You're carrying a little Cohen goes through. Forward, right after the wooden plant.
Well, the oil, they don't have that because it's all fenced.
Oh.
He can't go into a regular part of the cemetery, but yeah, other way, the oil you could.
But I used that once when I went to the oil.
No longer. Okay. When one makes chapter 6, halacha 1, when one makes kalim, which means a vessel, out of bones of a fish, back in the day, they made a vessel out of bones from a fish, and its skin, right, of the fish, they are not susceptible to ritual impurity, neither according to scriptural law nor according to rabbinic law. A vessel, right? A vessel can be, a vessel meaning a container of sorts, right? It has to be a container, right? A container means it contains something. It has a function of containing. Therefore, it has that functionality. Anything that has a functionality is susceptible to impurity. Why? Because it's got a purpose, a functionality, and if that, the concept over here is, right, the concept of it has a functionality of being a container, so it should be a container for the holy, right? Therefore, it can become unholy. If something can become holy, it has to also have the opposite capability of becoming unholy. Is that clear? Right? So that's why a vessel, if it's a flat piece of wood, it doesn't become susceptible because it's not a container, right? Some of the law. Now, but it depends what the container is made from. So if it's made from fish or fish bones, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't become. It's not capable. If it was, right? Nor remember similar concepts apply with regard to green moss. I'll explain in a moment. That appears at the surface of the water and the like. For all entities that come from the sea are pure, as explained in Hilchos Kelim. Why is that? How come? Because there's two worlds: world on the ground and world of the sea. Jacques Cousteau will tell you, right? There's a world under there, under the sea, right? What's the difference between a world under the sea and the world on the ground?
Visible.
World on the ground, we're separate from our environment. We're on the ground, there's the ground, and we're on the ground. Fish is part of its environment in its water,
cool.
Right? It's one with its environment. We're separate. That's the mikvah. You go into the mikvah, you become one with your environment, right? Mm-hmm. You're surrounded by it. If you have two hairs sticking out, you're not pure, right? So because you're not one with your environment. A fish is one with its environment. Therefore, it can never become impure. That's why fish also, by the way, we specifically eat on Shabbos, because Shabbos is we're one with God. The world is uplifted to its source. Malchus has an aliyah. We're bound up in our source. During the week, we're separate from our source. That's why you go to work, and you got to work, make money, is there God in there? Not God there, right? And so on a Shabbos, completely connected. We're in our source. Therefore, that's reflected by having fish. Fish is even more important than having chicken, right? If you only have the choice of one,
It's
right?
at the beginning.
Yeah, it's at the beginning. That's a higher world. It's a hidden world.
Chicken, why is it important?
Because to have pleasure on Shabbos, the mitzvah of having
Mm-hmm.
pleasure on Shabbos is important. Okay,
Mhm.
but that's it. What's important is it's reflected in the law over here, right? That if you make a vessel, that a vessel would be a container that can hold can be used for a holy function, has the capability of always being susceptible to becoming unholy, right? To becoming impure, but not a fish, not if it's made from fish skin or from the bones of a fish. Accordingly, if one makes a tent of skin of a fish or moss growing in the sea, the tent itself is not susceptible to impurity, although it conveys impurity, everything that is under a tent. So imagine this is empty cup there?
That's right.
Huh?
We'll finish what you got there.
Huh?
Here,
Thank you. This is a tent.
just in case you drip some.
This is a tent that's made out of fish bones or out of skin out of a fish. Let us pretend, right? If there's a corpse inside here, does this become impure? No. Why?
That's not what it's made of.
Because it's made from fish, right? How about the stuff inside here? Let's say there's another container or a person's inside here in this tent. Do they become impure?
Mhm.
Yes, because this is creating a tent. One of the three ways you become impure is touching a corpse, carrying a corpse when you're not even touching it, right? Or under a structure that is covered, then you're in that structure and there's something impure there, like a corpse. You become impure in that structure, right? But the structure itself doesn't become impure. If the structure was made from wood, right? Then it would become impure, the structure itself. Got it? Thank you.
A Kohen could be around that tent and not be impure, but if it's wood.
No, I mean, if he was the Kohen was inside the tent, he'd be impure because it's a covered structure.
Yeah, but
We learned how-
if the Kohen is outside.
No, he's outside. We're not talking outside. What's outside? He's not inside where the corpse is.
But the whole idea there is that the tent is made of, if it's made of fish.
That's the unique law that we just learned. That what's unique about this law, that the tent itself will not become impure. The contents of the tent that are there will become impure because there's a corpse, for example,
Okay,
inside
but-
there.
But if it's wood, it becomes impure.
Then the tent would become impure. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Then the Kohen
because
can't-
wood is
the
not.
Kohen can't be around that.
No. Tent is a structure that what's inside the tent
Makes
becomes
it
impure, not outside. So you wouldn't be impure if he's outside of it. It's outside of the structure.
The wood is impure.
If he touched the wood, then he would become impure. If he touched the wood.
But the other, if it's.
But if you touched it, it was made out of fish, you wouldn't become impure.
That's-
Exactly.
that's-
Yeah, that's correct.
We learned more about how you separate the tent from making it kosher to a certain extent.
Okay. What?
We learned something more about that, about how to make sure that it is kosher if you're in a structure, if you have a space between.
Yeah. Well, wait. Yeah. No, just.
Okay, no just.
Okay. Number 2.
That's his subject. He loves the Rambam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kalim, vessels again, that are made from animal turds. Wow. That's like, pretty smelly. Stone implements or implements made from earth are not susceptible to ritual impurity, neither according to scriptural law nor rabbinic law. This applies to the impurity stemming from the human corpse and other types of impurity. Wow, that's interesting.
How could it,
Why is that?
It's not smelly, just
Footnote says it's marble.
Cows and bovine animals,
Yeah.
they are not smelly at all.
Oh, right. Okay.
And it's normally used in the east to cover houses. It's a very common thing.
All right.
It also says in this footnote that it's marble.
Yeah.
And they do have antiseptic qualities as well.
I don't know. You didn't know my horse.
Yeah, but this is like the Indians in Trinidad, they use it very often. So it's
The reason why, because these are, if you will, lower elements that are not, and therefore they're not susceptible. Okay. Similarly, containers that are made to be left in a place semi-permanent, chest, cabinet, container, shaped like a beehive, which can contain 40 saw, like a size of if you recall what a phone booth, size of a phone booth of liquid, and have a base, are not susceptible to ritual impurity, neither according to scriptural law nor according to rabbinic law. They are called oversized wooden containers. If you have a chest of drawers, right, the size of a phone booth, let's say, right, it's not a container. A container means to contain something to be, used for something. Used as a container. You don't think of a chest of drawers as a container to be used for something. It contains it for itself, right? Others, it's not having a function for something else, right? It's containing for itself in a sense, like abstract, in the abstract idea over here, right? Okay. Well, I have to stop over here and realize the time. Oh my gosh. Your brain is already overwrought with all the Tanya, with everything.
Yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, last night.
Good Shabbos.
Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Good Shabbos. All right, folks. Thank you. We'll see you Sunday. Continue. Be well.
Wonderful.
Is this Samsung SM? May I ask who? I think you're new. May I ask your name?
No, she's not new. Not new.
Oh, I can't. You know what? Maybe I'm not seeing. It's small, so I can't see properly. Hello.
Shalom.
I relate.